Highlights from the all-important final round of the season from the tight, twisty and unforgiving Macau circuit. Dornadon heads the championship by 18 points heading into the round, with Nandori, Stanger and Bowdy all in contention for the 2017 title, and Bowdy would be on his third pole position of the season ahead of Banky. Dornadon would start 5th, and Stanger would have an unfortunate disconnect just prior to race 1 taking him out of championship contention. From the start, Bowdy would translate well and hold the lead through the first section of the circuit. Into turn 3 and Dornadon would attack for 3rd, but Leitner holds on. Nandori and Dornadon make contact as the circuit tightens up, but both still hold their positions, just with damage on each car. First, Siggy puts this move on Nandori, promoting him up into the top 5. Then, a few laps later into Lisboa, Vermont was trying to make a move up the inside of Nandori, and the pair overcooked the corner, and Nandori was outside of the top 10, and realistically, out of the championship. Then, on the final lap of the race, as the top 5 were closing up, Banky would have a great run through turn 1 and 2, but into Lisboa he would ultimately overcook the corner and crash. This would ultimately cause his retirement from the race. Bowdy would do everything he could and took the win ahead of Leitner and Dornadon, leaving us with 2 drivers left in the championship fight, being Gogo Bowdy and Alexander Dornadon. Toth would start the finale from the reverse grid pole alongside Fausto, and a brilliant start from Toth would hand him a comfortable lead into turn 2. Dornadon would waste no time and get himself up into 5th position by turn 3. Vermont would get himself up into 3rd past Honzik, and Dornadon would find a way past immediately after. Dornadon hits Vermont from behind into the hairpin, and he would be backwards, leaving it. And after an incredibly fast bit of driving, he reverses, pulls off a J-turn and holds on to 3rd position. This causes chaos behind, as everyone will be very tight heading into the final corner. After multiple bits of contact, the most dramatic moment of the season leaves Alexander Dornadon with a crash, a broken car and a retirement to his name in the finale. Vermont would find himself passing Honzik again into Lisboa, and just behind, Bence Banky, after an amazing recovery drive, would find himself passing Nikodem Wisniewski up into the 5th position. Then Bowdy would make this mistake, damage to the front of his car, but still managed to only lose 1 position. With that damage though, it could be very difficult to drive. But at the end of 20 races, Toth would take victory from Fausto, who came under heavy pressure from Vermont, and an incredible recovery drive from Bence Banky, who drives from 20th to 4th position. After 20 races, we would have our champion. A sensational season from the German, your 2017 Series champion, Alexander Dornadon. Now a look for the final time this season at the championship standings and confirmation of Alexander Dornadon being your 2017 Series champion from Gogo Bowdy. Stanger, despite missing the final round after a disconnection, would be 3rd, Nandori in 4th. Leitner 5th, and then the first and only Citroen of the top 10 would be Bence Banky in 6th position. Kevin Siggy in 7th place ahead of Nikodem Wisniewski, and Tim Heinemann, who looked like an early championship favourite after the first round, but only having competed in a handful of rounds in 2017, ends up in 9th position on the table, and David Nodge rounds out the top 10. So after 10 rounds of exciting racing, the 2017 championship is over, and Alexander Dornadon is your champion. Until next year, goodbye.